On 7 News tonight, why a tip-off to federal agencies about the Martin Place gunman failed to stop the deadly siege. A bedside court hearing sees a Cairns mother charged with murdering her 7 children and a niece. Prime Minister Abbott reshuffles his cabinet, a promotion for some, demotion for others. And the virtually unknown batsman named for Australia in the Boxing Day Test. 7 News starts now.
This is 7 News at 6 with Chris Reason.
Good evening. Almost a week after Manharon Monis held his hostages at gunpoint in the Lint Cafe, the flowers and cards continued today, and so did the questions. New concerns about perceived intelligence failures and the reluctance to use an elite army unit, specialists in ending hostage situations.
As the former Prime Minister joined day 5 of the Martin Place pilgrimage, her successor faced new questions about why 2 people had to die. The PM has already demanded to know...
to spend the rest of my life with you. The couple have been dating for 14 months. Now let's check Sydney's Christmas week forecast. Here's Angie.
Well, Chris, we finished the weekend with a stunning summer's day here. The city reached a pleasant 26 degrees. Temperatures pushed up into the 30s in our west. If you were on the beach, a milder 24 degrees there. Unfortunately, today's conditions won't last. New South Wales is set to see a thundery few days as a low-pressure trough moves over the state, producing storms every day from Tuesday. And Chris, I'll be back with the full forecast shortly.
All right, see you then. Thanks, Angie. Now, still to come in 7 News at 6. A cold-blooded murder as a gunman executes 2 New York police officers. North Korea's offer of help to track down the Sony hackers. And how our diggers are forever linked to the land around Stonehenge. That's next. A new team of homicide detectives have joined the search for William Tyrrell, the toddler who disappeared from the front yard of a home on the New South Wales mid-north coast in September. The 3-year-old was last seen wearing a Spider-Man suit, and despite a huge search, no trace of him has been found. Police stress that just because homicide detectives have joined the search, it doesn't mean they believe William was murdered. 2 uniformed New York policemen have been shot dead at point-blank range in their parked patrol car, with the shooter then killing himself. Investigators are convinced the shootings were revenge for the deaths of 2 black men by white police. President Obama is urging calm, as well as sympathy for friends and family of the fallen.
The 2 New York policemen were shot point-blank in the head when an armed man walked up to their patrol car and opened fire in Brooklyn.
My family now will be connected to the Stones through Frederick.
In England, Ben Lewis, 7 News.
Well, sports next with Matt Carmichael and Matt. Shane Watson's safe in the test side for now.
Yeah, he is, Rizzo, but he really needs some runs, and there is a big change to the Aussie side for Boxing Day. Coming up, meet Joe Burns, the batting bolter, while a thumb injury is just child's play for Dave Warner. Plus, the Hayne plane back in the hangar for now, but his NFL career's about to take off. Queenslander Joe Burns is the batting bolter in Australia's side for the Boxing Day Test against India. Burns replaces injured all-rounder Mitch Marsh. Dave Warner is fit, and Shane Watson is safe for now, but concedes he's under pressure to save his career.
From Big Bash to Boxing Day Test debut, it's a big week for Joe Burns.
I think my dad didn't believe me more than anyone else, so it's a little bit disappointing.
The big hitting Queenslanders
$50 for the feat, and says he looks forward to doing it again. Rizzo, I bet he'll do it before I ever can.
Just $80 is all he gets. Great fella. All right, thanks, Matty. Well, you're watching 7 News, and when we come back, how a young country music star is helping our farmers battle the drought. And from devastation to a new beginning after the Boxing Day tsunami. That's next. Legendary boxer Muhammad Ali has been admitted to hospital with pneumonia. A family spokesperson says the infection was caught early and the prognosis is good. Doctors say the 3-time world heavyweight champion, who's also battling Parkinson's disease, is in a stable condition. Our farmers' ability to get through the worst of times is legendary, but these toughest of people also have their limits, which is why a young country music star is doing her bit to bring some joy to those battling one of the worst droughts in memory.
North of Narrabri,
Sheep graze on the so-called long paddock.
Not away from dogs, but towards one. In San Diego, Mike Amor, 7 News.
Well, still to come in 7 News at 6. How a pensioner foiled an armed robbery. And carols in the Domain lift the mood before Christmas. That's next.
Round and round she goes without a care.
A grandfather of 8 is being hailed a hero after he decided to take matters into his own hands, confronting a robber in Perth. The hooded man had walked into the store with a metal pole in his hand, demanding money, and after taking the cash, he made a run for it. But not before 64-year-old Ronald grabbed the pole from him and then whacked him in the head. Well done, Ronald. 2 Perth brothers are facing years in a Bali jail after allegedly punching and glassing a local restaurant owner. The victim claims it all started when he caught the 2 men urinating in a shop and beside a temple.
These are the Perth brothers facing 4 years in a Bali jail. Tim and Scott O'Hare, a dentist and a director of a recruitment company.
Not lost on the crowd.
Merry Christmas, Sydney.
Jonathan Hall, 7 News.
A great night. Well, after the break, we'll have all the important holiday weather with Angie Asiums.
Hopefully you made the most of the sunshine today. Next, I'll have news of a stormy change on the way for Sydney.
Here's Angie with Sydney's holiday weather.
Thanks, Chris. Good evening. Well, northerly winds made for quite a warm day around Sydney today, and there was barely a cloud in the sky. That is all going to change heading into next week, though. Expect some light cloud cover to develop tomorrow with an unsettled change likely to set in from about Tuesday. Our maximum in Sydney today was 26 degrees. That's slightly above average. Right now, it's still a very manageable 23 degrees. Across the region, Penrith got to 32 degrees. Campbelltown, 30. Terry Hills reached 25, and it was a degree cooler along the coast. From the satellite tomorrow, expect a broad trough to bring above average temperatures. It'll be fairly warm through South Australia, Victoria, New South Wales and Western Queensland. A trough is also producing some isolated showers and storms over northeast New South Wales, and we'll just see light falls around 3 to 6 millimetres as a result. Around the nation tomorrow, Perth will be fine. Partly cloudy for Melbourne and Hobart. Brisbane will get to 28 degrees and a steamy 32 and showers for Canberra. If you're heading out on the water, winds will be northeasterly, fairly strong as well, getting up to 30 knots during the afternoon. Tomorrow, these continue. We're aiming for a top of 27 in Sydney. Enjoy it. It may well be our last fine day of the week. To the other major centres, Parramatta 30 degrees. Bondi is heading for 24, 26 at Cronulla. Looking ahead, expect isolated showers and storms to occur over the coming days, particularly on Tuesday, Wednesday and Christmas Day on Thursday. At this stage, they'll be more likely in the afternoon. In our west, it's a similar story. Keep in mind any showers and storms will be isolated, Chris.
Not great news, but thanks, Angie. That's 7 News for this Sunday. We'll have updates for you throughout the evening and on sunrise tomorrow. I'm Chris Reason. Hope you have a great night.